All right. Good morning, everyone. So now is 10:06 a.m. So for today, we will have another session for webinar from Segi College Penang. Okay. So I hope you are doing good today. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Anis, and the moderator for today webinar. So our webinar today, the title is Discover Your Strength and Natural Talents, Becoming an Effective and Successful Leader, which will be conducted by our lecturer, Miss Grace. Okay, and we will start soon. So I hope you guys stay tuned. Okay, next, just a little bit reminder for everyone. If you have any question, you can ask in the live chat room. So you can see in the chat room there. So just now we asked like if you can you briefly introduce yourself and your school. So we just want to know where you guys from. Okay, you can, if you want to ask your question, you can put there also. And then we will have a Q&A session, which will be at last 10 minutes. So later, if you have any more question or any other question that related to the topic, you can ask. And remember, the attendance or the evaluation form for the digital certificate or ECET link will be provided after the webinar ended. So remember everyone, after the webinar end, please fill in the form or else you won't get your ECET. Alright? Okay. I saw a few students. Okay, good morning. Alright, okay. Okay, for today's speaker, I would like to introduce our lecturer, which is Miss Tok Bichu, or we call her Miss Grace. Is currently the IT lecturer at Segi College Penang. Okay, she is a very dedicated and passionate lecturer with 3.5 years of working experience as software developer and programmer analysis. And she has organized various workshops to equip students with the latest technology needed in the industrial. Opportunities are given to the student to develop such as soft skills such as time management, teamwork, creativity skill, identity strength, and some more via organizing events such as Global Education Day, esports, event, and etc. Okay. And Miss Grace is a graduate of Thai UC and she received her Bachelor of Degree in Information System, major in Information System Engineering from UC Tunku Abdul Rahman, Kampar, Malaysia. Advanced MSc in Information Technology, major in Software Architecture from Queensland University of Technology, Australia. And also, she is a HRDF approved trainer. So for today's topic is very interesting. So the past last few days we are focusing more on SPM subject. So today we're just gonna focus more on your soft skill, which is your talents. Alright, so I hope everyone enjoy for today's webinar. And remember, if you have any question, you are free to ask in the chat box, in the live chat. Okay, so now I pass the speaker to Miss Grace.
All right, thanks, Anis. Let me share my screen. All right, is everyone able to see my screen? Okay, so good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing during this MCO period? Having fun or adjusting to online learning? Right, I believe many of us are adjusting, and we really hope that this is gonna end soon. Okay, perhaps some of us here that know when to look at the webinar title. Okay, discovering your strengths and talents, becoming an effective and successful leader. Okay, you may think that I don't think this is suitable for me. That because you're not a leader or you already know your strength. Okay, but I can assure you that this webinar is not only for leaders. Okay, but it's for everyone. Okay, because I personally believe that knowing our own strength, Okay, knowing our own strength actually helps a lot in whatever that we do. Okay, whether you are studying, whether you are working part-time, we need to know our strength because it actually helps us to reduce our stress, especially when you guys are preparing for exams, that you are scratching your head, for those subjects that you are good at or you're not good at, right? Sometimes you really very stressful. So identifying our own strength and practicing it is actually very very important. Okay, just a quick questions. Perhaps you guys this will be a very interactive sessions. Okay, I will not be the only one that talking, but when I ask questions, then or if you have any questions, okay, just feel free to post it. Okay, then I will ask Anis to bring it up as well for us to go through. Okay, so this will be a sessions where we can exchange our knowledge, exchange our ideas. Okay, so just a quick questions to throw out to you guys. Okay, so what is your strength? Okay, so what is your strength? Perhaps you can, I think you guys can actually share it in the comment. Okay, then you can actually think. Okay, perhaps you may not receive these kind of questions before. Okay, I'll give you some times. Okay, to answer these questions. What is your strength? And then you can actually put it in a comment, and later on we'll exchange our ideas as well. Okay, it could be something that you are good at. Okay, if you can't think of anything right now, okay, it could be something that perhaps you can think of something that you are good at, something that perhaps you are very passionate. Maybe just wait for another 1 or 2 minutes. Oh, okay, we have John here. You are a fast learner, which is pretty good. I think for fast learner itself, is one of the strength. Okay, that you are able to identify for yourself. Okay, which is very good. Means that if you have something new, then you'll be able to pick up very quickly. Okay, so try to practice this in your studies or even in the future in your work as well. All right, we have another one. Flower Bean. Okay, I love numbers and easily be friends with others. Wow, this is pretty good. Because for myself, it's quite hard for me to talk to new people. Okay, which is very good for you. I think easily be friends with others. Meaning that you find friendly and you love numbers. Perhaps maybe you like maths subjects. Okay, or accounts. Okay, maybe we just wait for one more. Okay, if you have any thing to share, then just share. And then we wait for one more, and then we'll proceed. Perhaps some of you may be thinking that, oh, I've never thought of know my strengths, but I know what I'm good at. Okay, so what you are good at could be your strength. Okay, so sometimes when people ask you, what's your strength, so for most people they'll actually take a few seconds or even a few minutes to think of your own strengths. Okay, which is very common. Okay, so most people say that when you have your strengths, then you identify it, you practice it, then you become something that actually really helps you. Okay, along this journey. Okay, whether you are studying or working. Okay, so what is perhaps I share my strength as well. Okay, since it's an exchange of you just share, right? My strength is basically for me myself. Okay, I'm persevere. Okay, no matter how hard is the situations or even whether at work, right? Sometimes it's quite stressful, but I'll actually do my best to persevere on and complete the task. Okay, that's my personal strength. Everyone could be different. Okay, so okay, what is strength? Like what I mentioned just now, that it could be something that we are good at, right? But most people sometimes most people say that it's something that I'm good at, but strength is actually more than that. Okay, it's not only something that we are good at, okay, but it's actually more than what we know. Okay, so basically for strength itself, according to the Marcus McKinnon and Donald Clifton, okay, which is one of the authors of one of the books, okay, Now Discover Your Strengths. Okay, it's a pretty good book to read. Okay, so for true strength itself, you actually meet three criteria. Okay, as you can see here, that the first one, you are good, okay, or have the potential to be good at it. So meaning that something that you are good at, or perhaps something that you haven't tried yet, okay, but people see the potential in you, okay, that you will excel at it. Okay, that could be your strength as well. Okay, the second one, of course, you're energized by doing it. Okay, you are very energetic when you do this thing. Let's say, for example, for John just now you share that you're a fast learner. Okay, so perhaps when something new comes to you, okay, and when you have the opportunity to learn, okay, and you learn it fast, this actually energize you. Okay, so this is your strength. Okay, so third one itself is it benefits something greater than yourself. Okay, it means that it's not only benefit yourself, okay, but also other people. Okay, because we are meant to work together, right? We don't always work individually. Okay, especially when you go out to work or even in your school as well. Okay, when you do, you should have some group discussions. Okay, or even sometimes you guys will gather and study together. Although now you can only do it online. Okay, but you still benefits each other. Okay, so these are what we mean by this true strength. Okay, so there's this formula, okay, which I find very good. Okay, so meaning that if you have a talent, okay, talent means that a natural way of how you behave, how you think, right? And you actually invest your time to develop it, okay, to practice, to develop your talent, your skills. Okay, the combination of these two, meaning your talent and investment, it's actually your strength. Okay, it could be there are situations, there are some people where they know their strength, okay, but they didn't practice it. Okay, they just leave it. Okay, that's it. Okay, so it's good that if we know our strength, okay, we identify our strength and then just develop it, practice it, then it will actually helps you in your studies. Okay, so I think Flovin share some things. Okay, I'm so crazy at adventure activities. Okay, but haven't tried any activities like that, which is good. I think perhaps you can, after MCO, you can actually find some time to go and find some adventurous activities. Okay, of course, safety first, right? So make sure that depends on what kind of adventurous activities that you are looking at. Okay, but at least you know that you love adventures. Then this is something that you can try. Okay, because sometimes, let's say for example, something that we like to do, right, may not be our strength. Okay, but we can actually slowly develop, we can slowly build it. Okay, it could be this. Sometimes we actually realize, from there that we realize, okay, I actually have that potential to do it. Okay, I can overcome. Let's say, for example, like I think Flavin share, right? You like adventure activities, so this is something that you like, and you can actually put your hands and your feet on it to experience. Okay, and then you'll be able to identify whether it is your strength. Okay, again, so something that you like to do may not be your strength, but you can explore. Okay. Okay, so there are different types of strengths. Okay, but for today, because we won't be able to go through all of this. Okay, but mainly I'll focus on academic strengths. Okay, so I believe that it's actually easier for us to focus on our weaknesses, okay, rather than strength. Right? How many of you actually agree on this? It's easier for us to focus on our weaknesses. Okay, oh, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, rather than strengths. Okay, you could be disagree with this statement. Okay, this one is actually really depends on individual. Okay, so for this, perhaps for weaknesses itself, let's say for example, if I ask you guys to list down our weaknesses, okay, I'm sure all of us should be able to list down very quickly. Okay, because there's a research saying that human, okay, tend to focus on the negative things more than positive things, meaning that if something comes up to us, then we think of the negative side first, okay, instead of the positive, right? I'm not sure if you guys agree, okay, but it happens to me personally sometimes that we tend to focus on our weaknesses. Okay, so let's say for example, since you are focusing on academic strengths, right? I've listed out a few over here. Okay, so one of it is attention to detail. Okay, you may not realize it. Let's say for example in class, okay, when the teacher itself is teaching, then you are actually you'll be able to jot down the details, okay, very quickly. Okay, then this is actually one of your strengths. Okay, meaning that if you have let's say for example is while the teacher is teaching, okay, then you quickly jot down, then you're actually helping your friends as well. This is actually your strength. Okay, and it's a very good strength where it actually helps you in the future as well. Okay, the second one, curiosity. Okay, if you are curious, meaning that it will be good if you ask questions as well. Okay, if you are curious, then you ask questions, meaning that you're actually getting more information, right? Instead of you just sit there and then just keep quiet. Okay, even if you are curious, okay, it actually comes with asking questions. Okay, creativity, let's say for example in arts, okay, you can involve in arts and imagination, time management. There are actually a lot of academic strengths, okay, but over here I'm only listed a few, okay, just to give you some idea. Okay, so for this itself, for academic strength, okay, these are the strengths that is actually transferable. Okay, why do I say it's transferable? Because you'll be able to convert, okay, into knowledge base, meaning that like what I mentioned just now, if you let's say for example you are very good at managing your time, okay, you manage your time effectively, okay, so you plan very well your schedules, like for Monday and Tuesday I will study history, for Wednesday and Thursday I will study another subject, okay, I will read another subject. So you plan very well, you manage your time very well. Okay, this could be converted to knowledge base because you are able to actually transfer these skills to other people. Okay, you can actually teach other people on how to manage time. Okay, so let's say for example attention to detail is the same thing. Okay, you can also transfer this academic strength to other people. You can actually teach other people to learn this skill as well. Okay, but of course, it really depends on the individual. Okay, we can teach, but it really depends on our friends or even the people that you teach, right? Whether they accept, okay, and they actually whether they practice it. Okay, So for this itself, if it's transferable, means that it can actually help you to build strong critical thinking and problem solving skill as well. Okay, just for example, curiosity. Okay, it can actually challenge your critical thinking, where you are actually asking questions, and then you'll be able to find answers, to solve certain problems. Okay, so I think one of the things that Asian uh very scared, okay, is to ask questions. Okay, I'm sure, I mean, maybe you guys will agree with this as well. Okay, I mean, a lot of not only students, even for adults as well. Okay, we are actually, as Asian, we are very shy. No, we don't really dare to ask questions because it actually shows our weakness. Okay, but actually asking questions is a strength, meaning that you want to learn. Okay, it shows that you want to learn. It shows that you are curious on something. Okay, so it's not easy for us as Asian, I believe, not everyone, okay, to learn to ask questions, but this can be something that we are able to build. Okay, so just a quick game. Okay, I'm gonna show you a table. Okay, there are table 1 and 2. Okay, you focus on table 1 first. Okay, you focus on table 1. Okay, I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes again. Okay, so when you look at the table 1, right? So you quickly identify 3 strengths. Okay, 2 or 3 strengths that you can find from the table. Okay, which means that if I show the table, the 3 strengths that when you look at it, you see, oh, this is me. Okay, it comes naturally to you. Okay, then you comment it. Then we're gonna share our ideas as well. Okay, share our strength. Then I will share my part as well. Okay, so are you guys ready? I'm gonna show the table. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Just focus on table 1. Okay, we'll talk about table 2 later. So focus on table 1 first. Identify 3 strengths that when you look at it, then you know, okay, it's you. Then you comment. Okay, I'm sure you are able to identify at least 3 strengths from here. There's a long list in table 1. So once you identify, you just type it and comment. You'll be able to see. I think probably will be able to see it. It's okay. Okay. Perhaps I can just read the list. Okay, very quickly. Then if you're able to follow, then just identify perhaps 1 or 2. Okay. So the first one is action oriented. Okay, I think some of you can see. Then you're athlete, compassionate. Okay, courageous, disciplined, energetic. You are focused, intelligent, optimistic, patient, speaking, team-oriented, warm. You are thoughtful. You are open-minded, educated, creative, communicative. Okay, means that you'll be able to communicate very well with people. Okay, you are curious. What we mentioned just now. You are fast, flexible, motivated. Okay, you're outgoing means that you can be very how to say, you are not afraid of talking to people. Okay, especially new people. Self-control, strategic thinking, and also visionary. Okay, confident is also one of it. Okay, confident is also one of the strength. Okay, we have a few answers over here. Where you can bring up John first. Okay, patient, caring, and responsible. Wow. Okay, so these are the three strengths that you can actually identify which come naturally to you. Okay, so try to, let's say for example, when you explain it, right? Okay, when you're able to identify your strength, okay, so try to practice it. Okay, don't just leave it as it is. Okay, since that you now you are very patient, it means that if you there's a situations okay arise, then you are very calm. Okay, you are very patient to wait for the situations to over, okay, or handling things. Okay, so let's bring up another person's. Okay, Nolisa. Okay, I'm an energetic person. Wow, this one meaning that you are very youthful. I can see that you are very youthful. Okay, means that you are very active person. Okay, so this for Cecilia, okay, patient, detail oriented. Okay, detail oriented is similar to attention to detail, social or people skills. Okay, people skills means that you're able to make friends with people, you're able to manage people. Okay, so perhaps we bring up one more. Okay, Wong Jinglin speaking. Creative, organized, flexible. Wow, you have a lot. Okay, good. You're able to identify this flexible, responsible, leadership, communicative, fast, curious, confident, and social. Okay, so let's take one of it. Okay, let's for example, is it flexible? Flexible is also one of the strengths that we will be able to see in people where this person, okay, let's say for example, Wong Jingling, okay, you are able to be very flexible in a situations. If something changes, then you will be able to adapt it quickly. Okay, which is pretty good. Okay, so you see, right, when I bring up this table, okay, you guys are able to identify your strength, which is very good. Okay, so the reason why I ask you guys to focus on the table 2 later on, because for table 2 itself is the weaknesses. Okay, the weaknesses itself. So the first thing that we don't always focus on negative things. Okay, so we focus on the good thing first, which is the table 1, which you guys did a very good job in identifying your strength. Okay, so for table 2 itself, let's say for example aggressive. Aggressive can be good and bad. Okay, aggressive in something that you do well, then it's good. Okay, sometimes people are quite means that they over the level. Okay, they are too aggressive, then it will become something that is not very good. Okay, so for the table 2 itself, the weaknesses, right, it doesn't mean that if you, let's say for example, if you identify a few weaknesses in a table 2, that doesn't mean you cannot change it to strength. Okay, for now it could be your weaknesses. Okay, but as long as you change it, you will be able to become your strength as well. Okay, so I think Bella shared that you are visionary. Okay, it's something good as well. Visionary means that you have a goal and you want to achieve, and you know that everything that you do is actually moving forward or moving towards to the goal that you want to achieve. Okay, so you guys are actually pretty good that you actually can identify your own strength. Okay, so no, for example, maybe let's say for example communicative. Okay, perhaps you have no problems having conversation with people. Okay, that you meet for the first time, or being able to think quick solutions in a tense environment. Okay, this could be something that um, people could react. Okay, so it's of course other than identifying our strengths, it's also important to identify our weaknesses so that we can change. Okay, don't always focus on strength, then we just abandon our weaknesses. Okay, this is something that we can improve. Okay, so after identifying our strengths, okay, so what we're going to look at is the importance of knowing our strength. Okay, so for the importance itself, right, of course, I list out a few. Okay, there are a lot more. Okay, so for the first one, grow sense of self-awareness. Okay, so for this itself, when we become more familiar with our abilities, okay, means when we become more familiar with our strengths or what we can excel, it actually helps to grow our self-awareness. Okay, it means that okay, we know our limit, we know our strength, then I know whether I can perform well or not. Okay, so the second one, build confidence. Okay, so build confidence itself. Of course, when you know your strength, then you do it, then you get better results. Okay, then you'll be able to build your confidence, for other things as well. So let's take an example. If you excel in certain subjects, okay, I'm sure everyone have subjects that you are very good at. Okay, you are good at, then you definitely will have the confidence to do it. Okay, so this is something that when you build your confidence, then of course you'll be able to share with others as well. Okay, so the third one keeps you ahead in a lot of things. Okay, keeps you ahead in a lot of things. For this itself, meaning that if you understand your strengths, okay, then you'll be able to move forward easily. Okay, of course, when you identify it, we need to practice it. Okay, else you'll be just a strength. Okay, in you, and it won't benefit you, and it won't benefit others as well. Okay, so for example, right after your from 5, maybe if you're looking for career, then it actually helps you when you know your strength, right? It actually helps you to narrow down your job scope. Okay, based on the things that you know you are good at. Okay, even for it actually helps us in decision making as well. Okay, because we know our strength, right? So it's important to know our strength because it actually helps us to narrow down certain things. Okay, it helps us in decision making as well. Okay, so the fourth one, aim higher and achieve much more. Okay, like what I mentioned, let's say for example, I think one of you share we are visionary. Okay, so this you'll be able to actually helps you to aim higher, okay, and to achieve the goals that you have set. Let's say for example, for the first time you do it, you already set this goal. Okay, maybe only one goal, okay, and you achieve it. Let's say the second time when you perform it, okay, you could actually set more objectives or set more goals, okay, so that you can achieve higher. Okay, you can actually how to say, move your standards a little bit higher. Okay, so it helps you to achieve more. Okay, so another one is extend the limit of what you can do. Okay, so meaning that it actually helps you to grow more. Okay, knowing what you can this one is actually, let's say for example, be adventurous and step out of your comfort zone. Okay, I think one of you shared that you love adventurous activities, right? But you haven't actually tried it. Okay, so this is something that you can actually extend the limit. Okay, it could be something you love, but you have never done it before. Okay, so you can actually extend the limit and to do it. So for this itself, right, you can actually help you to discover your new strength. Okay, you may not you may have already identified your own strength. Okay, but by doing things that you haven't done before, will be able to help you to discover your strength, your new strength. Okay, that you perhaps don't know yet. Okay, so the last one, okay, evaluate your role and contributions. Okay, let's say for example, in a school, okay, you may have group discussion, group activities. Okay, and the teacher already assigned different roles, okay, to different team members. Okay, then each of you have your own contribution. Okay, so if you know your strength, it actually helps you to evaluate yourself. Okay, let's say for example, in a group activity, okay, let's say team building. Okay, you are asked to build. I'm not sure if you guys played this game before. Okay, you are asked to build a tower using straw and marshmallow, let's say. Okay, so you have to build as high as possible. Okay, so with this you can actually identify in a group itself, right? You have um in your group you have different roles. Okay, so from there you know that okay, these people are actually they very strategic. They have strategic thinking. Okay, you must do this. You must think. Okay, you must draw out the draft first on how you can build. Then only you build it. Okay, only you put your hands on it. Okay, so there are people that will just let's just do it. Okay, without thinking, you just do it. Okay, so there are different kind of people. So when you know your strength, right, it actually helps you to evaluate your role and contributions. Okay, then of course it helps to perform your tasks effectively as well. Okay, perhaps let's another example is when you are in the, let's say for example, your school, you join clubs, okay, or satuan, right? I think most of you have to join at least one. Okay, so maybe you are one of the members, or perhaps you are currently holding a position in your club. Okay, so identifying your strength itself actually helps you to perform it even better. Okay, so you can also, let's say for example, everyone learns differently. Okay, you can use your strength to help you in your study as well. Okay, so there's fast learner, slow learner, but everyone have something that you guys are actually good at it, because you guys everyone is unique. Okay, so for example, in a class, okay, your friend, okay, may be good at arts or are very creative. Okay, they can do the calligraphy very well. Okay, but you are good at maths. Okay, your analytic, your logical thinking is incredibly good. Okay, so these are the things that both of you are good at and is different. Then it actually creates an opportunity for you guys to exchange, meaning that it actually benefits both sides, right? If you remember the third one that I shared with you guys, the criteria, okay, it actually benefits something greater than yourself. Okay, so for this, what you're gonna do is you have to really identify the importance, know your strength, and also you practice it. Okay, okay, so this is something that I found very good. Okay, so sometimes we are tested not to show our weaknesses, but to discover our strengths. Okay, when we are put into a very challenging situations, okay, let's not focus on our weaknesses. Okay, but it actually helps us to discover our strength. Okay, just an example, like for myself, right? I actually don't really previously, okay, before I go into becoming a lecturer, okay, I actually told myself that I'm not going to teach, I'm not going to work as a teacher or lecturer, that anything that relate to teaching, because in my mind, I tell myself that I'm not good at teaching. Okay, but actually in a way, when you actually put yourself into this testing, right, into these conditions or situations, you can actually really challenge you to discover your strength. Okay, I'm not saying that teaching is my strength right now, but it's something that I can learn. Okay, it's something that I will be able to share knowledge with my students. You know, will be able to share knowledge, or even to plan something with my colleagues. So these are the things that we can actually identify. So everyone will face challenging situations. Okay, especially currently you guys are studying, right? You preparing for your exams. You know, there are times that you're very stressed. Okay, but try to think of your strengths which can help you in your studies as well. Okay, so our view of ourselves do not align with our actual behaviors. Okay, so because I think Asian, we tend to have a mindset that when we are asked to do especially something new, okay, especially something new, then in our minds that we actually think, okay, I don't think I can do this, I don't think I'm good at this, maybe you want to ask other people to do it. Okay, but when you are assigned to this, you have this mindset, but you are forced to do it still. Okay, but actually the result is actually quite good. Okay, meaning that our view of ourselves, meaning that the mind doesn't align with our behavior, the things that we do. Okay, maybe we can actually just share whether you guys a yes or no. Okay, whether you guys experienced these kind of things before. Meaning that in your mind, right, when you're, it can be you're at home, okay, you in a school, your teacher asks you to do something. In your mind, the first thing you think is, oh, I don't think I can do this. You just ask other people to do it. Okay, but when you're forced to do it, okay, perhaps it's something that you are actually good at it. Okay, I'm not sure if this happens to you guys. Maybe you can share in the comment yes or no. Okay, if it happens to you before, then you can share yes, no. If it's not, then you can share no. Before we move on to the next part. Okay, so for the next part, okay, what we're going to focus on is how can we identify our strength, because we already know, right, the importance of how why you want to identify your strengths. Okay, then now what we're going to look into is the how we can identify our strengths. Okay, so how we can identify our strengths for this. Okay, I have a few practical things, okay, where you can do. What I mentioned just now, you must have the courage to try new things. Okay, not only what we normally say is don't stay in your comfort zone. Okay, but try to step out of your comfort zone and try new things so that you'll be able to discover your strengths or even talents. Okay, something that you are good at. Okay, the second one is strengths or aptitude test, or we call it strength test. Okay, these you can find online. Okay, there are a lot of strength tests, especially from Clifton. Okay, a very famous author of discovering strength. They come out with a few books. They actually released a few books. Okay, published a few books already. Okay, so these are one of the tests that you can actually know your strength. Of course, it's not 100% accurate. Okay, there's nothing that is 100% perfect or 100% accurate. Okay, but it at least helps us to identify a few. Okay, so self-reflections. Okay, you could do some self-reflections, meaning that you take, let's say for example, after your studies, you want to take a break. Okay, instead of eating, okay, maybe you can spend some time to do some self-reflections. Okay, so for self-reflection itself, you could find something like this. Okay, what you are good at. Okay, where you have a list of things. Okay, you have a list of the things that activities. Okay, that you analyze. Okay, you evaluate yourself. Okay, this could be some self-reflection activities that you can carry out, or you have your best friend, you have your buddy, okay, or even if let's say for example you have a mentor, you can ask them. Okay, normally other people will see clearly than ourselves. Okay, because many times you are actually being affected by what we think. Okay, so this is something. This is an example. Okay, so there's another one that you can actually use as well, which is the this table. Okay, the performance and potential exists. Okay, so like what I mentioned, I think earlier on that if you have your strength, okay, but you may not use it, okay, meaning that sometimes we are actually a low performer, but you have high potential. Okay, you have the potential, but you didn't have the opportunity, perhaps. Okay, you didn't have the opportunity to do it, to put your hands on it. Okay, and some people are actually high performer, moderate potential. Okay, meaning that you perform very well, but you don't really identify your own strength, your own talent, and or even know the potential of doing it. Okay, so these 9 boxes, okay, you can actually do a self-reflection where you can actually put yourself in one of the box, okay, that actually suits you in the current situations. Okay, and then you see how you can actually improve yourself. Okay, so because personally I believe that everyone can be a leader. Okay, not only those that holding a position, that means you are a leader. Okay, when we are not holding any positions, we still able to lead others. by teaching them, by sharing our knowledge. If you know our strengths, then we are doing something good. Then if we are good at some certain things, then we can actually teach others. Okay, basically you are actually leading people out of their situations as well. Okay, so these are the boxes that you can, these are tables, okay, that you can use to analyze as well. Okay, so I'm not sure if most of you, I think most of you play games, right? So this is one of the apps that I find very interesting. They call it as Snack app. Okay, so for this itself, on the right hand side, right, the slide itself, okay, you see one red and one blue color robot. Okay, basically for this itself, you have to connect. Okay, within the time frame, you have to connect the two robots together. Okay, this one is what they call as meta maze, if I'm not wrong. Okay, if you play Pac-Man, okay, it's a similar concept, but this one requires you to think. Okay, how you can link these two robots together. Okay, so for this itself, this app itself actually helps you discover yourself and even embrace your strengths. Okay, so this app itself actually it consists of different games or different mini games. Okay, I would say different mini games. Okay, that you can actually play, and then it actually require you to think. Okay, not only play for fun, but actually require you to think and help you to discover yourself. Okay, so in the apps itself, right, there are different categories. Okay, let's say for example physics. Okay, they have some mini games, okay, that actually relates to physics and require you to complete it. Okay, so from there, then you will be able to you'll be able to identify or analyze that whether uh, you are good at certain concept in physics, or whether you are good at maths, okay, or certain areas that you can improve. Okay, because all this is not just game. Okay, they actually require you to think and analyze the data, the things that they give you. Okay, so they actually have more than this category shown here. Okay, they have many more categories which actually helps you to identify your strength. Okay, so this is one of the apps that actually I find quite interesting. Okay, which actually really helps um, not only students, okay, but working adults as well to identify their strengths and actually practice it. Okay, if you don't know where to practice your strength, okay, you can actually play these mini games. Okay, it can actually help you to practice. Let's say, for example, analytical thinking, right? You can actually play these kind of games to help you. Okay, so just to recap, okay, I think you guys are pretty good at identifying your strengths, and really thank you for sharing your strength, okay, with us this morning. Okay, so if you do not know your strength yet, okay, it could be academic strength or natural strength. Okay, you try to identify your own strengths and then just put it into practice. Okay, if something new comes up to you, you just put your hands on it. Okay, dare to try. So you'll be able to help you to discover new strengths as well that you may not know. Okay, so one last thing. Okay, when you look at this quote, sometimes strength is I can do it. Other times strength is can you help me? Both get the job done. Okay, so just throw a questions for you guys to ponder. Okay, when you after these sessions, right, you can think about it. Okay, so there are two conditions. Both also get things done. Okay, one is I can do it. The other one is if you are being asked to do something, then you just ask people, can you help me? Okay, which one would you prefer? Okay, which one do you prefer? Whether I can do it or can you help me? Okay, although this is a code, but I just want to change it to a question for you guys to ponder. Okay, so you can have think about it after these sessions, then just share it with your friends. Okay, share it with your friends so that you will be able to help them as well. Okay, so I think we can go to Q&A sessions. If you guys have any questions, that's all for my sharing. Okay, if you have any questions that you want to ask or anything that you want to share right now, okay, in the comment, feel free to share. Okay, I'll answer your questions if there's any.
Okay, thank you, Miss Grace, for the sharing session. So, student, if you have any question, you can ask in the live chat. So any question? So I see a lot of you are responding like what is yourself about. Like for example, some of you reply that sometimes you are shy or you have stage fear. So this one is something like your weakness and some of them are your strength. Okay, I see. Okay, so at least you know or you are well known and you are realized about your strength and weakness. And then from there you know how to improve yourself. Okay, so any question from the floor? Any question you want to ask regarding to our topic today? Maybe you can ask like how to be, how to overcome or any tips. For example, you can ask any question you want because Miss Grace is, I'm sure she can help you. Okay. So we have one question. How to develop a new talent?
Okay, very good questions. Okay, how to develop a new talent? Okay, so as I think we mentioned earlier on, right? If you want to identify your strengths or your talents, the talent is something that it comes naturally to you. Okay, but this doesn't mean that you cannot develop or you cannot have new talent. Okay, so one of the things that you can do, right? It's you always how to say one of the things is you must ask why. Okay, so let's say for example, if you are, let's say you are thrown to a situations where your teacher asks you to do something that you don't want to do or you're not good at. Okay, so how do you develop is don't reject first. Okay, don't reject whatever that people ask you to do unless it's not ethical. Okay, unless it's illegal. Okay, if you find it's okay, then you try to put your hands on it, do it, and of course one of it is not just doing for the sake of doing. Okay, but you have to do some reflections. Okay, reflective questions that you come up for yourself. Means that after I finish the task, right, what are the things that I do good, what are the things that I cannot do. Okay, then from there, then you will be able to know, okay, your talent. Okay, let's say for example, I think some people are very good at, like what I mentioned, right, you're very creative. Okay, you're very good at analyzing things. Okay, but when you're put to a situations, you may be able to discover your new strengths and talents. So always ask why. Okay, I think there are a few. I hope I answered your questions. Okay, there are a few how to overcome laziness. Okay, so for this, your laziness means that what, you lazy to study, is it? So for laziness itself, I think for me, okay, personally, because I'm a planning person, okay, so I will, let's say for example, I have a Google Calendar, okay, I will plan every day, okay, what I need to do today, what I need to do tomorrow, a to-do list for every day, okay, then no matter what, I must complete the list, okay, by today or by tomorrow according to the list, okay, during the weekdays or weekend. Okay, to me is I compile my to-do list. Okay, perhaps you can something that you can try. Perhaps it can help you to overcome your laziness. So I think everyone will have our own level of laziness. Okay, it's just how we overcome it. Okay, so for me, I find it very effective is to um, do a planning. Okay, come up with a timetable or even use the existing software like Google Calendar, right? Plot your schedules. Okay, I think we have another questions, right? How can we identify our talent that's hidden in ourselves? I think this one, it's quite similar with what I think Bella has asked just now. Okay, so of course, don't. I think one of the things that we like to do is, even for myself, sometimes we like to stay in our own comfort zone. Things that we are familiar, we are okay to do it. But if things that are very challenging and we don't know how to do it, then we tend to tell ourselves that we don't want to do. right? We don't want to do it because I think I'm not good at it. Okay, one thing that you can identify your hidden talent is to you have to how to say persuade yourself or change the way you think instead of thinking what you cannot do, or then you change it to what you can do. Okay, and then this really personally I find it effective as well. Okay, and it helps me a lot. Maybe you can try this. Okay, so we have the last questions as well, how to gain confidence. Okay, from Yasmin. So for how to gain confidence is um to me you just need to try. Okay, let's say for example, especially if we do it and we let's say for example we already try, right, and we found out that we are not very good at it. Okay, something that we need to be aware is that you don't look down on yourself first. Okay, so you must think positively. Let's say for example if you're asked to do something but the result is not very good, okay, so you need to evaluate first. Okay, this is things that I am not good at. Okay, perhaps the next time I can actually volunteer to do it again. Okay, so from there, right, if you practice a few rounds, let's say for example if you know your strength already, okay, but you may not have confidence. Okay, you practice it a few rounds, okay, I'm sure you will be able to gain your confidence. Let's say for example for myself, okay, public speaking is one of my weakness. It used to be one of my weakness. Okay, that I don't dare to speak in front of. As long as it's exit like around 5 to 6 people, right? Then I'll have stage fright. I'll be very very fearful. Okay, so when I become a lecturer, okay, I just every day I have to do it. Okay, I have to face like 20 to 30 students, to teach them, and I practice it over and over again. So this actually helps me to gain my confidence. Okay, I hope I answer all your questions.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Grace, for the session just now. So, student, I hope you learned something today. And from the sharing session just now by Miss Grace, she taught you a lot of something that you can be better in future. So I hope you can practice that after this. Okay. And okay, and we move to the certificate. So remember to fill in the ECert form. We provide the link now. So remember, if you didn't fill in, you won't get your ECert. So please fill in right after this. Okay, don't delay. After this, then later you tak dapat your cert. Alright, and the certificate will be prepared and emailed to you within 30 days. Alright. And for next one, for today webinar, after this, we have another session, which is how to manage time effectively without overstress preparing for SPM. Okay, today webinar is 2 to 3 p.m. Okay, for those who join, please remember to join us again. And next, we have webinar how to learn fast and effectively without difficulties in memorizing SPM theory subject. Okay, this one we will have at 3:30 until 4:30 p.m. later. So student, if you join, please join again with us. And remember, we still have a lot of webinar this week and also next week. If you want more information for our webinar, you can go join our Telegram in the link provided there. Segi PG Outreach. Okay, we will blast any kind of or any new topic for the webinar. We will blast in the group. So if you join the group, you can get the latest news about our webinar. Okay. And lastly, I would like to say thank you for everyone who joined. And remember, if you want to learn all the while waiting during this MCO, we have a lot of webinar for you. So you can use your time wisely. And remember to stay safe and hope to see you again. Thank you.